I love my gymnastics rings quite a lot. Admittedly, maybe a little too much. Alright, that's enough messing around. Let's talk about 5 reasons why you should be using the gymnastics rings to work out. Back edition. I understand gymnastics rings can be a very intimidating piece of equipment. The sheer thought of training on them can be a big no-no for most people. Most of us watch videos of people doing insane skills when it comes to rings on social media, and that's not helping the case either. But see, that's the beauty of it. Rings are so versatile, they can be used to scale up or scale down your workout, depending on the difficulty level you seek. That's why they can be used for beginner workouts as well. And that's the reason we're going to be discussing the advantages of using rings over other equipment like bars to train your back. One of the biggest advantages of using rings over bars is it lets you be flexible when it comes to choosing a wrist position. Here's what I mean by that. When it comes to a bar, you're kind of forced into choosing a particular position before starting a move. That could be either pronated, it could be supinated, it could be a neutral grip. But when it comes to rings, they let you choose a more natural position for your wrist, and it lets your body decide the path of least resistance to do the exact same move you'd have done with a bar. This especially comes in handy when you have an ongoing injury when it comes to your shoulders or maybe your wrists or your elbows. Now don't get me wrong, by no means am I trying to tell you the rings are an escape for you to not work on that injury. No, most of the time when we're injured, we don't want to stop working out, so we just suck it up when it comes to pain and we keep performing the move. The rings provide a solution for that. You can keep working on the injury that you need to work on through other exercises, but the rings lets you do the same pull-up or rows while not overloading your ligaments or your joints. Reason number 2 are stabilizers. Rings by design are meant to be very unstable. That means any requirement of an exercise in terms of stability needs to be fulfilled by you and not the equipment itself. So for the same exercise, for the same rep done on a bar is going to require much less of your stabilizer than if done on a ring. This does not mean bars don't require you to activate your stabilizers. They do, but the requirement from a ring is on a different level. Now this comes in handy again if you're going through an injury. The primary reason you might have gotten injured is probably because your stabilizers weren't kicking at the right time or they weren't kicking in enough. So the rings will help you create a better mind-muscle connection with those same stabilizers. Reason number 3 is versatility. Rings are very versatile when it comes to exercise choice. Because it's suspended, they can be adjusted to different height levels to perform different kinds of workouts and also depending on your difficulty level. Bars, the problem is you might need a particular height for a bar to do a pull-up, but the same height might be too difficult to do a row on. You need a wall to make it a bit easier. Then you'll have to go find a different bar at a different height to do a different workout. But when it comes to rings, like I said, because they can be adjusted, depending on your difficulty, you can do a number of exercises just with one piece of equipment. Before we continue with the video, if you like the content so far, smash that like button like you meant it, and hit the subscribe button as well. Because if you don't, you'll feel sorry you didn't. Alright, let's continue with the video. Reason number 4 is a bit more advanced, but let's say you've done pull-ups for a while and you want to progress and you want to start working on single arm strength. Now the bars, you need more equipment for that. You need to be able to get a band, hold one band on the other side, and then work on single arm strength. Again, with rings, because they're independent of each other, you can stagger them. You can put one ring above and one ring below and use one of those arms to stabilize while you perform on the other. This also has another bonus with it, which is because they're independent and because they're flexible, that means you can start with one position, pronated, supinated, whatever it is. But once you reach a certain range of motion, you can change the position of your wrist if that's what you want to work on. Or maybe you want to start with a close grip, but you want to work on archer pull-ups. Archer pull-ups, when it comes to bars, means you have to fix the position of your arms before even starting the move. And that might be hard for someone who's just trying to get into the move. But when it comes to your rings, you can start close, but then because you want to work on that strength and work on those mechanics mentally, you can go to that end range of motion and then push one arm away in order to work on the same move. And for the 5th and last reason, the easier to get, the cheaper to get, and the easier to set up. You can set them up almost anywhere. And that just means one thing. We don't have to ever worry about not working out our back. So those are the 5 reasons why I choose the rings to work out. Let me know if they're convincing enough for you. Comment below. And thank you so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next one.